seen it over and over. You've got the best intention of living out your most productive self at work, but efficiently managing your time and tapping into all those tools and resources at your fingertips can have you increasingly overwhelmed. You're lost. You're lost the human in all your work to run things more productively. Hi, everyone. I'm Yvonne Heimann, business efficiency consultant and ClickUp evangelist. After working with hundreds of companies, from solopreneurs to Fortune 500, I've seen one major common denominator that all those companies are struggling with. In all their efforts to systemize, streamline, and automate their business processes, they've lost the connection to the most important part of their business, the human. You can build the best processes, the smoothest workflows, or at least you lose a lot of your profit and bottom line. So if even Fortune 500 companies screw this up, how can you as a solopreneur manage to master this skill? Also, why should you even care? It's just you doing the work and maybe like an hourly team member or two. Let me show you how you can prevent the most common mistakes when systemizing and optimizing your business. The first question I want to cover is a lot of people always tell me, I don't need this Evie. I'm doing my own job. I'm the one doing all the things. So you've never had the moment of, what the heck am I actually supposed to do? How does this thing work? What do I need to do now? Or the other thing that I want to bring up is, so you always want to be doing this thing yourself? You might want to schedule a doctor's appointment for burnout right now. So why is this all so important? Let me show you the 3 most impactful things to start creating and implementing now so you can stop stressing about your own productivity and scaling your business. First off, the most important thing is communicate clearly and effectively. And that doesn't matter if that might be a team member or if that is your clients. One of the biggest time suckers in a business is bad communications. Have communication guidelines ready for you. Have your task conversation happening in your task within ClickUp. That way you have the reporting going on. You know exactly what's going on in between this task, feedback from your clients, ideas, all the things are nicely and concise within your task. Now, always tag people. If you bring your client into ClickUp, and you can do so as a guest, you should know that, you can tag them and you can be like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, did you do that? But also, if action needs to be taken, assign the comment, because then it actually becomes kind of like a task too. Really assign with that. It comes up in the notification, and I will mention later on exactly why this is so important for you too, to be productive every single day. Have DMOs ready, meaning how do you start your day? This is where the assignment part of task comments comes in. When things are assigned to you, you will get a notification in ClickUp. So your DMO should look like going into your notifications, looking at the assigned to you. Assigned to you, meaning you need to take action on something. What's happening here? Somebody said you need to do something. So take care of it so that your team is not stuck in their process or your client is waiting forever to get an answer from you. Then also check your mentions. Add mentions within ClickUp are usually your point where your client or your team member needs information back. Again, it makes you the bottleneck. You really want to get in there, answer the question, and really keep them going. If this is not just a case of I need to answer the question, make sure you take that comment and turn it into a task, assign it, and set a due date. You should never have a task in ClickUp that is not assigned and doesn't have a due date. And then you move on to your regular tasks. So to repeat that, start out with add mentions within ClickUp, answer the questions, allow your team to move forward. Go into your assigned to you comments. Make sure, are you able to take care of this right now? Or does it need to be turned into a task with the due date and potentially more of a process behind it? And then go into your regular task management and all of the tasks you need to get done. This is a perfect daily method of operation for you and your whole team. Now, method brings me perfectly into our standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures after communication is the downfall of every company. Meaning, even when it's just you, standard operating procedures allow you to know what is the process, what do you need to get done. It allows your brain to just do the things rather than be like, did I do this? What? Huh? You are taking that power back from your brain needing to spend that and be able to put it into your productivity. With that, you want to have a standard operating procedure that allows all of the info that a new team member needs to accomplish the task. Now, here's the downfall. If you do not structure this right, and ClickUp allows us to structure this right, your team members that have run this workflow and this process before will be completely overwhelmed. So make sure you are using the toggle lists within ClickUp documents to have it nicely laid out in those main steps that your existing team member that has done that workflow before knows exactly, and they don't even need to think about it. And then when somebody opens up that toggle, they see all of the steps in between that need to be taken to really get this process down. But you also want to ensure the document structure in ClickUp is clear and smart. So how we handle those is the whole workflow is on the main page level. Then the processes that are in this workflow happening, if you've been running a business for a while, there's a lot of multiple processes that go into a full workflow. Now, those processes go into a sub page. That way, again, somebody that has run this process before and been through all of this can literally just look at the sub pages and, oh yeah, cool, I know everything I need to get done. And to new team members or you, when you forget, how was that? How did I do that? You can look into those sub pages for these specific processes. Now, your main page also should have an overview. I like to show the sub pages right on top. Who is the manager of this process? Who is the process expert? Meaning process expert, the one that's usually taking care of the process and running it, whereas the manager could be the CEO, could be the manager of a department, and they also could be the same person if you are a solopreneur and a small business owner. I also like to mention the tools as well as when this process was last reviewed and updated. Now, here comes the thing. What I have seen a lot in standard operating procedures is people combining standard operating procedures and wikis. So where is this differentiation here? Standard operating procedure, that is your process. What needs to get done? Whereas your wiki brings in screenshots and all of the tool how-tos on how are you doing this. So when somebody is new to a tool like ClickUp or StreamYard or any of the other content creation tools that you are using, they can go specifically on how to do this thing in that specific tool. Now, I already mentioned before, when you are diving into that specific SOP, you want to make sure you have an efficient document structure. So each process has a quick intro on top, just some additional information. We then have the process information, just like we had on the main page, just a little bit deeper of, again, who's the manager, who is running this process, when was this last updated, what tools are being used in this task. And then I really like to run through specific pieces first before I get to the process, which is the setup. What does this do? Why is this important in our business? The assets needed, meaning the Google Drive link or a login or anything that is asset-wise needed to get this process done. We then mention automations, because if somebody changes the process, they first need to know if any automation is connected to this. So when they change the process, does the automation need to be updated too? And then we dive into the actual process. Now, for the process, as I already mentioned, we use toggle lists, which allow us to go big picture of just this needs to get done, and then really go into the details if somebody is new to the process of opening up that toggle view. We also use banners within ClickUp documents to really visually bring out some warnings or things that might give people trouble here and there. So using the red and the yellow banner to give a visual cue of, hey, you might be struggling here. Now, last but not least, having all of this easily accessible to your team is a must. So make sure you are setting up a space within ClickUp that is your business hub, where you have a list for your SOPs, you have a list for your wikis. You call the task that specific workflow or that specific how-to, link it to the documents, and really allow your team to go to one spot and find the resources they need to be the best person possible and the most productive in your work. And this same, again, also counts if you are a solopreneur right now. This is not only saving you brain space and allowing you to be more productive, it also allows you to be ready to outsource and scale your business. You have this ready. You can use all of these SOPs and wikis for team onboarding and team training. You really are setting yourself up for success. And if you want to learn even more, as promised, here is your chance to sign up to be notified and receive exclusive bonuses from the highly anticipated book, Supercharge Your Project Management with ClickUp. You'll be one of the first to get access to valuable insights and tips to take your project management skills to the next level. You can sign up at askevie.tips/CUbook. Thanks everybody for joining me.